So there's been a lot of positive impact, and there was concerns about having to grow our staff. And now we're at the point where we don't even need to do that because we've reduced so many hours. Based on our savings at this point, we've saved so much money that it's not only paid for Webgility, but we'll make some money by the end of the year. Laurent with JVR Industries. We're a vacuum packaging specialist out of Lancaster, New York. We've specialized in vacuum packaging for over 50 years. We sell everything from chamber vacuum sealers to roll stock thermoforming vacuum packaging equipment. We also sell small impulse sealers now that we just launched, and we sell all the consumables that come with all the aforementioned equipment. And my role in JVR Industries is a myriad of things. I'm the marketing guy, I'm the YouTube guy, manager, quality inspection. JVR Industries chose WooCommerce as the main sales channel, but we also use eBay. And because we have multiple sales channels, we definitely had experienced some issues with inventory tracking and so forth. This is when we decided, hey, we need to pursue some type of third-party software such as Webgility. So there's a big list of problems that we were experiencing, one of which was keeping our inventory numbers proper in QuickBooks, because we were looking at tie QuickBooks to the website, and the manual adjustments once a year, or even on some of the stock items that are moving more quickly, we would have to do monthly adjustments, and even in some cases bi-weekly adjustments, which was getting very fatiguing just because they were always off and we never could trust the numbers. We always had to ask other staff what our stock was looking like. So you can imagine the amount of time consumption on reviewing stock alone. And just by switching to Webgility, it's eradicated all of the loss of cost. Another issue that we were experiencing was sales tax inconsistencies. And you have one of two choices when it comes to sales tax. You can find a third-party software, but you're constantly needing to update it. We actually had our developer doing it for a while, and then our internal staff was doing their own way of tax. And you can buy third-party software that's not Webgility that will track all the taxes for you, and that is super expensive. When I looked at other competitors, there was features that were lacking. There wasn't a whole software out there that could achieve everything that we wanted to achieve and be able to grow into it. So Webgility, obviously, we don't use it for shipping right now, but someday we could grow into that opportunity if we want to. Whereas other softwares, it's like, well, it's missing this and it's missing this and it's missing this. Do we really want to invest in this type of software? With Webgility, there was customizations available, so that made things a lot easier when it came down to, here, let's find a workaround. When we initially got into Webgility, we only anticipated the inventory numbers getting more steady, and we only anticipated maybe one or two other things getting better as far as day-to-day life here at JVR, but it actually impacted a myriad of things at JVR. We are now reducing the amount of time spent just processing payments at the end of the day, and that's saving the front staff a lot of time, and the stress levels in the office have decreased massively because now you create a better culture because the software is doing work for us. The price adjustment, that was a huge pain in the neck based on how the back end of WordPress would work. So there are definitely some limitations with the software, which I'm sure every WordPress user is aware of, but we were able to get in there. And now with Webgility, we're able to just, with a snap of a finger, automations pulling all those price adjustments for us. And it's definitely simplifying things. And we're still looking into ways to exporting Excel files and re-importing them to adjust pricing even quicker. When it comes down to the automated orders, we're really excited about that because we've gone down from, I want to say it was like 8 minutes per order, or 8 to 10 minutes per order. Now we're down to like 1 to 2 minutes per order, which is massive. And all it is a simple automation runs. It forces it to QuickBooks. We hit print forms. It prints all the invoices simultaneously, and we're ready to go. It's literally a drop in the bucket. So because it's saving us so much time, now we're able to not only have less stress, but now we're reinvesting that time into being more competitive in our industry. So now we're pushing new ideas, new products. And actually, this is one of our biggest years of new products. So this definitely alleviated a lot of time so that we could invest into getting the product out even faster. So that should help us earn a bit more money this year because we weren't anticipating getting the product out as quickly. So there's been a lot of positive impact, and there was concerns about having to grow our staff. And now we're at the point where we don't even need to do that because we've reduced so many hours. based on our savings at this point, we've saved so much money that it's not only paid for Webgility, but we'll make some money by the end of the year. So when we took on Webgility, we had some anticipations with taxes. Taxes has been probably the hardest hurdle when it comes to Webgility. We found a workaround and we're getting by, and I would say we broke even when it comes to time savings with taxes specifically to some degree. It's definitely saved the inconsistencies, which has been huge. Concern has been, how can we cut back on time here? And that's something that's amazing about Webgility, that you can make it compatible with this other software and reduce the time quite a bit. But at the time being, it's kind of like we broke even, but we know that it will pay off eventually. So that's kind of the bookkeeper's perspective, or our accountant's perspective of the software. Other than that, she loves the software. As far as payments go, processing, she'll adjust like inventory pricing, and that saved her hours of time. So she's really satisfied. It's kind of helped her in a lot of ways that way. So her stress levels have dropped tremendously, and she really does like the software. Concern has been, how can we cut back on time here? And that's something that's amazing about Webgility, that you can make it compatible. What I would suggest to anyone in business is a few things. Generally speaking, to stay ahead and stay with the curve of ever-changing e-commerce is always be ready to create something, a culture, number one, because that's the foundation of your products. If you've got a good culture in your business and you're creating a great place to work, that's number one. Once it comes down to the products, obviously create products that aren't just, your typical Chinese product that everyone's selling. Find products that are unique and that have added value. And lastly, make sure that you're always meeting the needs of the customers at minimum, and then maximum exceed those expectations. I would say that's a general consensus that I have found, is how you get your business operating to a point where you're not only meeting the needs of your employees, your business, but also your consumers.